Hi, welcome back for day 4 of book club. Today is a super easy day. I actually have downloaded my teacher's guide file because the internet can be sketchy. Not only can it be hard to get it to load sometimes if your connection at school is slow, also I have trouble sometimes with the preview mode. Things that are clickable when I download them are not always clickable when it's in preview mode, and I'm not sure why that is. So I'm just going to pop open the teacher's guide file. I have clicked on the sidebar and I am down to day 4. We have some things to do today. So first we have our aperitivo. So now that we're on day 4, you know what the aperitivos are. We're going to do our aperitivo from the slideshow. Then we have vocabulary slides and gestures. So we actually have it done two ways. First of all, there are just vocab words in a Google slideshow, and I gave you a folder with gesture videos in them. So I'm going to leave this teacher's guide file for just 1 second, and I'm going to pop you over here to Google Chrome, and we are going to look at the Espíritu de Xolotl folder. The gesture videos are in order of the words that are in the slideshow. And so this is ayudar. If you read it and you see that it says reach your hand out, like you're helping someone and you're not sure how you would gesture that, I made gesture videos to teach you how to make the gestures. Ayudar. Help someone up. Ayudar. So for each one, I demoed the gesture. So hopefully that will help you know what to do. Next up, oops. Next up, we have a vocabulary slideshow. So really you have two choices of how to do it. You can introduce it with just a vocabulary slideshow and the gestures where you do I will show you actually both of the slideshows so that you can see what you're picking from. So I'm going to go back to the folder. Vocabulary wise, you have, this is the Pear Deck. So in the Pear Deck, you have ayudar, to help. It gives you the gesture. You would teach the gesture. Then it gives you a sentence, la madre ayuda a la niña. And you would demonstrate, as you read that sentence to them, you would demonstrate the gesture again, what's ayuda. And then if you just have the vocab slides, not the Pear Deck slides, it stops there. But for Pear Deck, it carries a step further. And if your students can do the Pear Deck, they'll write their response to this question, ¿Quién te ayuda? And so that makes it a good way to get another repetition of the vocabulary words. So you would say to them, ¿Quién te ayuda? What's te ayuda? Who helps you? And they would write in their responses. Brillar, to shine. You do jazz hands. El sol brilla. And que más brilla? What else shines? So then they would put in answers. What I love about Pear Deck is when a Pear Deck is active, when you are working with a whole class Pear Deck, you can show student responses. I do that. I give them a few seconds to get started writing answers. Then I pull up the student responses on my board because that way, if kids are struggling and they don't know quite what to say, as you're scrolling through what some of your faster processors have put on the board, your slower processors will quickly be able to find something that they recognize that they're able to say too. So it's a little bit of scaffolding to be able to lean on their classmates. After the vocabulary slideshow, whichever way you want to do, and Dylan has been so good to go through and show you even how to open a Pear Deck. We're going to play the game Over My Head. And I don't know if you've ever played the game Headbands. Oh goodness, what did I do with the folder with, here it is. I don't know if you've ever played the game Headbands, but I actually have headbands here in my classroom. And I could use them if I'm doing one word at a time. This is actually a little thicker. So this is similar. This is a game I learned from Profe Valentina, who is amazing. You should check her out, especially if you're in elementary, because she is an elementary teacher. They know the words and gestures just a little. So today, when I do this activity, I am going to be the one who's having to, guess. They don't know these words completely yet, and they only are just learning the gestures. So I'm going to hold this whole stack of vocab up to my forehead. My first word is esconderse. So our gesture for that was this. So I'm holding it up. The kids do this, and I am able to guess esconderse. And then I pull to the next one, and it's the sun. So they're doing spirit fingers, so I can say brillar. I can quickly run through this stack of cards at least one time. I can set a timer and see if, the next round, like your goal is to not make it seem boring. So maybe the next round, I'm going to try to get through them. I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute and see if we can do it in just 1 minute. By the time you get to the third round, there might be somebody that's brave enough to try and come up and do it. Maybe not. What I would say, if you can get a volunteer that is brave enough to try, I would say pick out some words that you think that are easier, like brillar, to shine. That one might be okay. Desaparecer is a cognate. Um, Sentirse or volver, to return. Those might be a little tougher for kids that are just learning them for the first time that day. Um, but we want to just go through and let somebody have a really successful run at it, like maybe give them 2 or 3 cards. If that student does a good job, then you could go with another student. But that is your next little activity on day 4 is the over my head. So that walks you through everything that we have planned for day 4. Basically, it is just a really vocabby day. What do you do if you have a little extra time? Maybe that doesn't take you as long as, it might, the pair deck. If you do the pair deck, I think it will definitely take the 48 minutes to do the aperitivo, to do the pair deck, and then to play some rounds of the game. If it doesn't, it's fine. Have them get out a piece of paper, or you can, in mine, we do PDFs a lot with our, learning management system. So I'll have them create a blank PDF, and I'll just go through some of the words and I'll tell them the word and see if they can draw it. And I'll have them do little drawings. There's also an online a website called Charlala, CHARLALA, Charla, like Charla, like chit chat, charlala.com. So fun. It's a great way to, it's like not charades, what's the other one? Pictionary. You can do Pictionary with them. You can open a Charlala draw board and you can tell them draw brillar and see what they draw out. So there's lots of good ways just to fit in one more little gamified way to play with the vocab if you have extra time. Adios.